of the nation are actually not addressed in reality. When you address issues, you tell us how you want to tackle the challenges that we are facing as a nation. Among the challenges that we face as a nation is inflation constantly draining us, and the president is telling us that the inflation is declining, but in reality it's on the rise. Because if inflation is declining, then we will not have the skyrocketing of prices, then we will not have the depreciation of our currency, the currency. And you and I know that constantly the currency is depreciating constantly. Go for instance the CFA today, go for instance the euro today. 1 euro is changed for $82, which is definitely on the alarm. 1 pound is changed to $95, which is definitely on the alarm. And how do you want to tackle that as a nation? That the president should be in a position to tell us. The president initially told us about creating 150,000 jobs. And today the president could not tell us how far have they gone in creating that 150,000 jobs. At what stage are they? Are they at the latter part? Were they able to create 100,000 jobs? Or were they able to create 50,000 jobs? Now, how did he want to create that? The president also told us about the upgrading of the Gambia College, for instance. But most of us, you and I know that students that are graduating from the Gambia College, most of them are not employed. Students that are doing education, that are doing agriculture, that are doing public health, that are doing nursing, are not employed. Some of the students that are graduating from the university are also not employed. So how did he want to tackle that? That is exactly what we want to know. We have seen him talking about agriculture as well. How far about that project? But in agriculture, what have you done? Absolutely. Agriculture, mechanizing agriculture is essence and key in terms of development. Now, how did he want to do that? What are the equipment that he want to buy? How did he want to mechanize agriculture? That is the exact questions that we are asking to the president, for him to come and answer to us. But as we can see, he is not telling us how he want to address the issues in agriculture. For instance, subsidizing fertilizer, is chemical fertilizer. It's not the solution. We have to go for organic fertilizer, which is sustainable. Last year, the government subsidy on agriculture was $580 million, which is definitely not sustainable. So how do we want to sustain that? How do we want to move from chemical fertilizer to organic fertilizer, which we can produce on our own? And through organic fertilizer, then we can have the kind of production that we want. And also, how do we want to reduce importing of rice and importing of vegetables and other related things? So the Gambia, whatever we are having, we are importing. Now look at Iran and Israel war. Right now, inflation will also continue to drain us. With Iran and Israel war, that is also going to affect the importation of rice and other commodities into the country. There we are going to experience rising of the rising price of different commodities, which is an important element that we should all be concerned with.
Honorable, we have already seen, despite the robbery, the armed robbery, the killings and everything, are you satisfied with how the president addressed the nation based on the security aspect?
He did not address anything on security. He only told us that they are in a position to enforce the security sector and empower them. But now, how do you want to challenge the insecurity that we face as a nation and the constant killing within the country? How do you want to challenge that? That is what we are asking from the president. But he failed actually to tell us that.
So are you happy that the vice president will be coming back to the parliament to conduct a debate with the parliamentarian instead of the president himself?
If the Gambia wants the kind of nation wherein development and critical issues are actually addressed, then we should have called for the president for him to come here and address us as a nation and also answer to the parliamentary questions, because we are elected members by various constituencies of the country. So he should be in a position to answer to our questions, because some of the questions that our people are asking us, it is the president that should answer to it direct instead of asking the vice president to come and answer on his behalf.
Honorable, another thing, despite the alarming issue of the oil side happening in Gambia, and we haven't seen the president talk much about it. What is your take on that?
The president said they have invested $100 million in the for the oil. But now 100 million at the end of the drilling, they have not discovered anything. This is a shame. Before investing $100 million, you should have known what you are drilling. You should definitely have been certain of what you are drilling. So you went on to waste $150 million in something that you are not certain. At the end of the day, he said no discovery was made. This is a serious shame for us as a nation.
Okay, Honorable, thank you for
thank you so very much.
Yeah.
come together and make sure that we see the interest of the country, because we will make an appointment to market community don't work. So you make me all together and we will together say for the best interest of everyone. More deliver. And I believe that it was very, according to my opinion, it was very inclusive. So Lalna areas were very, and like you said, electricity become Lalna by a certain period. There will be electricity in all high schools. It is very commendable. So I believe we're headed towards the right direction. And like people said, young parliamentarians, after deliberation of His Excellency, then the adjournment. But overall, my personal opinion is I am impressed with what was delivered. The delivery was perfect, and then it is showing that Gambia is being steered to the right direction. We have seen that the President has delivered the State of Nation address today. Yeah. Are you satisfied with the State of the Nation address, or what address will you prepare? Well, what I can say with my 3 years in Parliament, I can tell you this is one of the best written speech. That definitely is quality and then standard. Listening to the speech. But what matters is not about the quality of what is written. What matters is what is written, the impact it has brought to the society. Let's look at the economy. If our economy is growing, we should be able to create jobs. Is that happening? How many people are jobless, graduating from the university, graduating from MBI and other institutions? We look at again our fishery industry. We are told that now the collection has increased by something like 4%, which means 142 million. Go again to the fishery side. How much development is also going there? How much is the cost of our own natural resources fish? How many people are able to buy? Okay, Honorable, we have seen also the President have talked about the oil scandal. Are you satisfied with the address on the oil scandal? I am not, but I don't want to rush to conclude because this need proper investigation. Because what we said here, all of us never heard of it. It was not after the decision was made. Now that things have started coming. Because we didn't know, you being a journalist, that they have one time started with drilling. No, I don't think. So it is not because the decision is made somewhere. Now the information must be given. It's a matter of must. So I'm not going to jump to conclude to say things that I'm not yet sure, because I don't want to say things because of this on my political emotion or political thinking. But I want to say things that definitely are realities. Honorable, we are expecting the President to deliver the State of Nation address on the journalist media access. So we haven't seen anything about that. What do you think? Well, if you have not seen it, there is nothing, because it's about, if you look at when they say State of the Nation address, it is about what has happened or what is happening based on the budget that is left out. That's why I came with my budget. You look at it, you look at the inflation, you look at other issues. That's what matters. This is what matters. For me, so it's not about the write-up. Like I said, the write-up is quality compared to past years. This one is one of the best. But I cannot use because of the writing is okay. Like I say, it's not about the language. It is about the action on the ground. It is about the impact. It's about the transformation of our people on the ground. So it's nothing about like it is right now. You also realize that the Vice President will be coming to the National Assembly to have debate with the parliamentarians. What are you expecting from that? Now, when you come, like I said, I will give myself time, look at the report, and then remember, as a National Assembly member, we have committees. We have gone out on our committee engagement, and then we have visited places. We have to now compare what is written. Remember, this is a report written and given to the President. So, and then compare what is written, that's what he read. But is it exactly what is happening? These are people who are working for him. So they're not going to give us anything that is not in line. They try to give something that will please the President. But for us as a national member, National Assembly member, who is a representative of the people, I am not allowed to say yes when my people are suffering, and I'm not allowed to say when my people are angry, I say no, they are suffering. So I have to relate what is written and what is happening. Based on agriculture, you know you are from Sony, at least it's well known for its agriculture. I will address that. You know, agriculture is even funny. I think he mentioned something like there's an increase in grants. Up to date, some farmers did not receive their pay. So now you tell me here, the logic here. There is an increment in grams. Farmers who sold their granules since January or December, some of them are yet to receive their pay. Now you tell me, what is the essence of there is an improvement in agriculture? And then now we're giving them fertilizer free and other things. When I told my grandma, you know that has a civil servant, even my salary, the month has not ended. From the 25th, 26th, civil servants are complaining that they have not got their salary. Now imagine a farmer who sold his grandma from January until we are in another year, I can say 6 months, 7 months. Even another season is about to begin. That farmer is still failing to get his money. And they don't get it. It's not me because I saw it on paper. Farmers claiming that they have not been paid. 7 months you don't get your money. You tell me now.
And it's like you are comfortable with the state of the nation address on paper, but like still there something that is not.
I'm comfortable, that's why I said it is well written. It's one of the best write-ups. I am comfortable with the write-up, but when you go to now, the quality will be a comparison between what is written here and what is exactly on the ground. For me, I'm not comfortable if I start even to compare without even going through everything, because I am from the community. My people are complaining, the youth are complaining, no jobs, the increment of salary, yes, you can base 30%, but what things are just that made? That it's even did not impact the life of people. How much is the rent now? Some of them are even the security, they are saying that, okay, now securities are doing well in the arena. Why are you maintaining the foreign forces here still now? Why are they occupying our state house? So all those things need to be looked at. So it's not a matter of just coming to say things and the children is fine. You said our securities are doing well, and still you are holding foreign forces here who are willing to take care of our state house. Now you tell me what's the things. That's why I said I'm comfortable with the write-up, with this quality. I'm not a grammar student or a language, but listening to the speech, it is well written. But when it's compared to what is actually happening day and night.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you.
We have seen the President have already delivered the State of the Nation Address 2025. What are your opinion and your suggestions about the State of the Nation Address?
As of now, I don't have any opinion. I have to go through the SONA to make my comparison and analysis as opposed to last year's SONA and what obtains on the ground currently. Yes.
So we have seen the President have addressed issues like the security issue, the agricultural issue. What are your take on those issues, for example?
Yeah, normally that's what SONA is all about. SONA is about the government's policies and programs. It has to touch those areas. So in order to avoid doubt, so I have to go and read the SONA for 2025 and make my analysis. Because normally at times they will just copy and paste, and that's what I want to avoid this time around.
This SONA, we realize that it is very important because it tells you how the country has been doing for the past 12 months and how the country will be doing for the next 12 months. So for the President, we have already delivered the State of the Nation Address, and we are expecting the Vice President to appear before you, the parliamentarians, also to make sure. What are you expecting from that?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. This is all about, this is traditional and ceremonial things, what you are seeing here in the parliament. These are ceremonial things, British way of governance. But for us, at times we take it wrong. That's what I'm saying. That's why we need to go and read the SONA and make our comparison analysis as to what obtains on the ground. But normally they just know that this is a SONA. Ceremonially, the president has to come here and address the nation. So at times what happens is, whether what is in the book is really what obtains on the ground. So that's my point, exactly my point.
So it's like you'll be going back to prepare, make some analysis and come back to parliament.
Exactly. So to determine whether I can take part in the debate. Like I tell you, most of our proceedings here, these are just traditional and ceremonial way of doing things. These are not the things that we really need as a country, to take the country to another level. We need to be innovative, come with our own ways and means of governing our country than following the colonial way of doing things. That's what you are seeing here. You understand? When the budget comes, people will tell you, this is very important. And those budgets are colonial instruments. They are designed for their systems to work, not our systems. Equally the same, the SONA is the same. They can just put words on paper, but is it what really obtains on the ground? Does not reflect on what the reality is on the ground. So that is why I think it is too early for me to just take a position. But I know traditionally, these are just administering medication to the poor and the needy. You understand what I'm saying? But they will just use certain words just to ego massage the people. But when you go on the ground, that's not the reality. So these are traditional and ceremonial way of governance.
Thank you, Honorable.
Bakal balik.